Hey everyone, it's Bella here. Welcome back to our channel. In today's tutorial, I created this burgundy fall makeup look for you guys. And I also included how I achieved my full face look as well. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, then just keep on watching. So the first thing that I did was I grabbed my Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer, and I just used that as a primer, so I just applied it all over my eyelid, and then I went in with a damp beauty sponge to blend it out, and then I set it with some translucent powder just so that blending eyeshadows will be a lot easier. First, I went into the Pixie Beauty highlighter in the shade Subtle Sunrise. I grabbed the gold shade and I just used that as a brow bone highlight, so I just applied it all over my brow bone. And then I went into my Lunar Beauty palette and I grabbed the shade Campy. And this is the Life's a Drag palette, and I just put that yellow shade in my crease, going in back and forth motions as my transition shade. And then I took the shade Kai Kai and I just put that in my crease with a defined angled brush just to really have controlled placement of the eyeshadow. I wanted to start out with it pretty low in the crease. And then I went back into the shade Campy and I blended right over that line. And as you can see, when you blend those two shades together, it makes the crease a little bit more orange as opposed to pink. So I just went in back and forth motions, making sure that it's nice and blended. And then I went into the shade Pageant Queen with the same defined angled brush. And at first I used the angled brush to apply it, and then I switched to this pencil brush, just going in back and forth motions, just really building up the definition in the crease. And I like to do that really slowly just so that it's nice and blended and we don't have to do a lot of work just to ensure that it's blended. And then I went back into the shade Campy just to add a little bit more of a yellow tint to the upper crease. And then I decided to mix Pageant Queen and Kai Kai and just pack that all over the lid to create kind of like a light purple shade. And I just went in tapping motions just to make sure that the shadow is nice and even on the lid. And for lashes, I went in with my Sofie Bella lashes in the style Barbados. These have to be my favorite lashes just because they are super glam. The link will be in the description box below for those of you that want to support us. And then I went back into Subtle Sunrise by Pixie and I grabbed the gold shade once again, and I just used that to highlight my inner tear duct. And then I grabbed my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil in the shade Zero, which is black, and I just put it in my waterline. And then going into Campy once again, just to start to smoke out my lower lash line, I just used a small shader brush and I just buffed that all over my lower lash line. And then taking a defined angled brush, I grabbed the shade Kai Kai and focused that really close to my lower lash line. And then I grabbed the shades Campy and Pageant Queen and I put that on the lower lash line as well. So pretty much everything that was on the crease, I just mimicked that on the lower lash line. And then for my lower lashes, I just added a bit of mascara, and this is the finished eye look. And then moving on to the face, I grabbed my Huda Beauty Matte Perfection Pre-Makeup Base Primer. So I just applied it all over my face. And I found that this primer, even though it does say mattifying, it's not one of those primers that's going to make you dry or make you feel cakey. So for foundation, I mixed my Makeup Forever Ultra HD and my Becca Cosmetics Skin Love foundation. And I actually loved this combo. You definitely don't have to mix two foundations to have a flawless base. But because I have a lot of foundation, sometimes I like to mix them and just try out different finishes. And then I decided to wet my beauty sponge with some Smashbox primer water just to really melt the foundation into my skin more. And then for cream contour, I wanted to try out the Huda Beauty Overachiever Concealer. I have used it underneath my eyes, but I've never used it to cream contour, and I used the shade Butterscotch to cream contour. And I just put it on my forehead, cheekbone, underneath my nose, underneath my lip, and on my jawline. And then I just blended it out with the same beauty sponge. And I really liked how it looked, but I do prefer a little bit more of a dewy concealer to cream contour. And then for underneath my eyes, I used the same concealer, but I used the shade Cookie Dough. And I actually really love this concealer underneath my eyes because I am very oily. And then I just went in with the same makeup sponge to blend it out. And then to set everything in place, I used my Huda Beauty loose powder in the shade Banana Bread. And I just baked a little bit underneath my eyes and on the center part of my face that I want to keep super matte. And then underneath my highlighter, I went in with my Mary Dumanizer liquid highlighter. And then I went back into the Pixie Beauty Subtle Sunrise highlighter, the gold shade, and I just put that on my cheekbones. And as you can see, it's a really blinding highlight. And I do use it quite often. This is probably one of my favorite highlighters at the moment, and it's affordable. And then I went in with my BH Cosmetics Cocoa Cutie bronzer, and this is also super affordable. And when you look at it up close, it does have a little bit of glitter or sparkle, but once you put it on your face, it doesn't pick up at all. So it does look pretty matte when you apply it, so I would not be too scared with the shimmer and the bronzer. And for blush, I tried out this new blush from Note Cosmetics. I used the shade Desert Rose, and I really liked it. It does have a little bit of a terracotta undertone, which I tend to go for in my blushes. And then for my lip products, I used my Dose of Colors Let's Cuddle liquid lipstick, and I believe it's the gold e.l.f. Cosmetics Modern Metals collection, the gold shade for the gloss. And I just used the Makeup Forever lip liner as well. But yeah, I really love how this look turned out. If you guys want to be entered in our giveaway this month, we do have really big giveaways each month on our channel. We will actually want to start doing them more often. All you have to do is subscribe to our channel, make sure that you like this video, turn your post notifications on, hit that bell button, and then comment done down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one.